Is that the best golf net under $500? I'm going to take a look at my Spornia golf net in this video. I'm going to give you my honest opinion and tell you straight up if you should consider purchasing one of them to improve your golf game. Make sure to stick around to the end of this video. I'll share you my personal experience with it. Let's get started. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Denim. If you're new around here, I hope you stay for the golf related content. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification, and let's take a look at my Spornia golf net. And I'm going to walk you through a couple of different things here. I'm going to break this video up into 3 different sections. The first one, I'm going to talk to you about the net setup that I've got here personally. The second section, I'm going to give you 7 different things you should know about this net setup and the Spornia product overall. And then in the third section, I'm going to give you my conclusion and my honest opinion about this net. Is it something that you should consider? Is it worth the money? And is it the best net under $500? All right, so my net setup here is the Spornia SP7. It's the 7 foot by 7 foot. There is a bigger option available, which is the SP8, slightly bigger in dimensions, in width and height. I went for this because I've got a double garage and I wanted to still park a car to the right-hand side. And this allows me to do that really comfortably if I needed to ever do that. What you see in front of you here is everything that you would get with it. Apart from, I went and upgraded to these kind of shank nets on each side. They cost me about 60 Australian dollars all up, but well worth the investment. And you're not too confident about hitting into a golf net the first time. Trust me, it takes a little bit of adjustment, but I'll get into that in a later part of this video. What you also do get in this is a little bit of you also get one of these, which is a chipping net. It attaches onto the sides of the net and you can chip balls into it. So you get to practice your short game. Now, up the top, you've also got something to kind of protect any higher lofted shots. I don't think I've hit one that high, and I've hit some flop shots and things like that. So if you're probably going to be setting this up in your garage or somewhere indoors, make sure that you've got enough room. Obviously, that's probably the first thing that I would say is ensure that you measure it out and make sure that you've got the room that you need to fit one of these in your garage. All right, number 1 is the reason I went for this net over buying something else was all the reviews told me that it was super easy to set up. Now I can confirm this net setup took me no longer than 15 minutes to put together. It took a little bit longer the first time around, but I now know how to do it and how to dismantle it and things like that. It'll take you a little bit of time to get used to, like anything, but once you know where things go, it's really easy. And that was something that I was so surprised about because I always thought having a golf setup at home was going to take so much time, and this was completely the opposite. So that was the first thing that stood out to me. The second thing is durability. The net is made from super high quality materials. The nylon that is used to stitch together the nets is really, really strong. Pretty surprising to me. I think when you first buy a golf net, to be honest with you, I hit full shots into this net and it does not move. So it talks to the strength, the durability, and the quality of the build. I can't speak highly enough of that. So it was a huge tick in that box as well. The other thing about this is that it offers a really large hitting area. For a net that I purchased for the first time setting it up, the other thing that concerned me was, am I going to have enough room to swing the club and for the ball to deviate off center enough that the net would still be effective? All I can say is that I have had no problems with the hitting area. It is a generous hitting area and you don't ever feel like you have such a small space to hit into, which was another huge thing for me. And I gotta say, it was another tick in that box. You know, at this point, I'm really struggling to find anything wrong with this net. Number 4, I was pleasantly surprised that I got a chipping net with this. What that allows me to do is not only practice on full swings, but the concern I had was I was just gonna be really proficient at full swings and not at anything else. What the chipping net allows me to do is just practice on my short game and fine tune a couple of things. And in fact, I've even picked up a few skills that I didn't think I had, especially with trying to take a lot of the hands out of my chipping that, you know, and sort of having passive hands. I'm learning that here in my garage. And I think that was the beauty of getting the chipping net, which comes in the box. You don't have to pay extra for it. I absolutely love that. Number 5 was price. This was surprisingly at 490 Australian dollars. It's about 400 US dollars, so depending on where you are in the world, price can vary, don't hold me to that. But what I paid was 490 Australian dollars, and to be honest with you, when I think about the amount of times that I go to the driving range and I spend $15 or $20 on a bucket of balls, this will pay me back in 2 or 3 months. I used to go to the driving range a couple of times a week. You add that up and do the maths if you're a numbers guy, you'll know what I'm talking about. The investment not only in my game, but in the convenience, the time, weigh that up against the $490 price tag, and it was just a no-brainer at the end of it. So that was a huge plus when it came down to finding an affordable solution for practicing at home. I talked a little bit about shanks, and the important thing to know is that you do need to purchase the extra side nets to protect yourself and stop those, wayward shots that you're gonna hit from time to time. And if you're new to golf, you got friends, family that are new to golf that wanna practice on this thing, I highly suggest getting this, what I call the shank net, but it's essentially the 2 side nets. Really do recommend that. I've hit plenty of shanks, as I mentioned, and I've not had one instance where a ball's gotten out of the net and hit something. I've been hitting 40 or 50 balls every single day since I got this thing for the last month. I put it to the test, and I can say that if you're worried about hitting bad shots and shanks and damaging the indoors of a garage or something like that, it's extremely difficult to do. You would almost have to hit it backwards. Before I keep going with this video, if you are enjoying this content, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification, so you get notified every time I upload a video. Before I keep going with this video, if you are enjoying it, make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more golf related content, and hit the bell notification so that you're notified every single time I upload a video. Let's get into number 7. What I love about this net is that I will be able to put an impact screen, which Spornia sells as well, and turn this into a golf simulator at some point. The Garmin R10 is something I've been looking at, and I obviously want to continue to play as much golf as I can. And this net not only allows me to upgrade to that at some point when I can save some money for that, but it also allows me to continue to work on my game, play more golf, and save money on going out and buying buckets of balls at the driving range. Now, I'm not saying that I'll never go to a driving range, because there is a lot of fun to be had hitting balls into open spaces of land. I definitely will be going to the driving range from time to time, but this net is more around dedicating more time into getting my golf game better. And what this allows me to do is I don't have to go anywhere, I don't have to leave my house. And what that has meant over the last month since I've owned one of these is that spend 15, 20, 30 minutes longer if I have the time and hit balls. And I don't have to pay anything. I don't have to pay $15. I can hit 150 balls if I wanted. There is a lot of fun to be had, but there's also a lot of improvement that I'm seeing in my golf game as a result of getting one of these nets. Ever since I got one of these nets, my ball striking's improved, but this is also serving for some really needed away time. It's kind of a getaway in the middle of a work day. I walk in here and I can put some music on and I can hit some balls. And then the option to later down the track upgrade to a simulator with the Garmin R10 or something like that with a projected image onto an impact screen, it was just a no-brainer. And now that I have this in my home, the convenience that I get to practice with, man, I love it. There it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. A quick look at my Spornia SP7. I'm gonna go hit some shots and finish this video off. If you did like it, again, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.